First question. Which regions are most interesting for imports of hydrogen for the Netherlands? It's not specified to whom, so you can take it.
I can take it maybe more general, and then Thomas can add his thoughts about this. So I think it's not about, first of all, I think it's not about the Netherlands. I think what I showed is the Netherlands is also a hub to Northwestern Europe. So we have to look at what are the regions that are most interesting for Europe, I think. And of course, there will be also a lot of hydrogen available within Europe. That's also something we have to be aware. So there has been, of course, with the war on Ukraine, I already said that there is a new the levels are rise. The ambitions have become much larger, and urgency is also there. If you look what is the offtake that is foreseen for hydrogen for Europe, then it's about, well, you can say that maybe about a third of the hydrogen demand will be served by European production. It can be both in the Nordic countries or in Portugal and Spain. There is certainly potential for the northern African countries, Morocco, Algeria, but there is certainly also interest to import hydrogen from the Middle East, and that can be done also by pipeline then. And then of course there are certain regions further away. There are talks with Australia, a lot of sun, infrastructure available. Chile in Southern America, and then of course coming back to Africa, and there is a lot of potential, of course, in Africa, and there are a number of countries are preparing and investing already to become a player here.
Thank you, Paul. So
add nog something to this?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, Peter Paul, for starting off the answer. There are two things that I would like to add. The one thing relates to infrastructure, the other is to lowest risk investment climate. From our past experience and research, we clearly see the advantage of transporting hydrogen in gaseous form through pipeline, for example, from Morocco to Europe. But that type of infrastructure is not put there overnight. If you're able to establish a pipeline connection from the African continent towards large-scale industrial users in Europe, you have clear beneficial advantage. That will be more difficult for ship transport, although ship transport is more flexible. But also ship transport needs infrastructure and jetties. So basically, if you can establish the pipelines, then the North and African regions have a clear benefit. If that takes too much time to establish it, then shipment of hydrogen carriers can be first to go. The last topic that I want to answer this question with is the lowest possible investment risks and investment uncertainties that you can achieve. Because scaling up large-scale projects requires a large amount of investments that can only be done in the environment that is most friendly and most attractive to investors. And that means that many other topics that are not addressed here will come into play when people start making final investment decisions. And my knowledge about African countries is not sufficient to go into detail on this, but that is a clear advantage that we commonly see addressed by decision makers. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Next question. In terms of ocean transportation of hydrogen, Could you provide us with details on the possibilities? Is a conversion to ammonia as cargo the best solution?
I can take that question. That depends on how you define best solution. That is the clear scientific answer to this question, but that will probably not suffice. So I'll add a bit more details. Ammonia, when in the end used as ammonia, is a no-brainer for hydrogen import, as that is clearly more cost beneficial than importing hydrogen or producing hydrogen locally against higher electricity costs and then converting it into ammonia in, for example, European countries themselves. Importing ammonia from African countries with green hydrogen as a basis is currently already considered the most easy decarbonization route in European countries. But cracking back ammonia to have hydrogen as a hydrogen gas is more or less breaking even on the cost part when comparing it with LOHCs. Ammonia is a clear advantage when compared to liquid hydrogen. It's the general order of things that we currently see.